In a quiet little town, where the streets were lined with small houses and colorful gardens, there lived a playful puppy named Max. Max was a tiny golden-furred pup with bright brown eyes full of curiosity. He lived with a kind boy named Sam and his parents in a cozy house near the park. Every day, Max loved running around in the backyard, chasing butterflies, and playing with Sam. Sam adored Max and took care of him like a best friend. One sunny morning, Sam decided to take Max to the park. The park was a wonderful place with tall trees, soft green grass, and a small pond where ducks swam peacefully. Children played on the swings, birds chirped on the branches, and the gentle breeze carried the scent of fresh flowers. Max wagged his tail excitedly, his little heart filled with joy. As they reached the park, Sam unhooked Max's leash so he could run freely. Max dashed through the grass, chasing a butterfly that fluttered past his nose. He ran faster and faster, his paws barely touching the ground. The butterfly led him beyond the trees, away from the park, and into a narrow alley. Max stopped, looking around. Everything seemed different. The park was nowhere to be seen. Max had followed the butterfly too far, and now he was lost. Panic filled his tiny heart. He sniffed the air, trying to find Sam's scent, but there were too many smells around. He turned left, then right, his ears twitching at every sound. The alley was quiet, with only the distant sound of cars passing by. Max took a few hesitant steps forward, hoping to find his way back home. As he walked, he noticed a small gray cat sitting on a wooden crate. The cat had green eyes that watched Max with curiosity. Max wagged his tail and approached the cat. "Do you know the way back to the park?" he wanted to ask, but all that came out was a small whimper. The cat stretched and yawned before jumping down. Without a word, it walked away, disappearing behind a fence. Max continued walking, his tiny paws moving carefully over the rough ground. The alley led him to a big street filled with people and cars. The noise was loud, and everything seemed so unfamiliar. He looked around, hoping to see Sam, but Sam was nowhere in sight. A gentle voice called from nearby. A kind old man stood outside a bakery, watching Max with a smile. The man had a white apron covered in flour, and he smelled like warm bread. He knelt down and held out his hand. "Lost little one," the man spoke softly. Max hesitated, then took a step closer. The man gently patted Max's head and picked him up. He carried Max into the bakery, where the smell of fresh bread and cookies filled the air. Inside, a little girl with curly brown hair ran up to the man. She looked at Max with wide, excited eyes. "Papa, is this our new puppy?" she asked. The man laughed and shook his head. "No dear, he is lost. We need to help him find his home." The girl pouted but nodded. She reached out and gently stroked Max's fur. Max felt safe in her arms, but he still missed Sam. The man placed Max in a soft basket near the warm oven. Max curled up, feeling tired after his adventure. As he rested, he listened to the sounds of the bakery, the clinking of plates, the laughter of customers, and the hum of the oven. He knew he had to find a way back home, but for now, he was safe. The next morning, the man put a small red scarf around Max's neck and carried him outside. "Let's see if someone is looking for you," he said. They walked along the busy street, stopping to ask people if they had seen a boy searching for a lost puppy. But no one had seen Sam. Just as Max started to feel sad, he heard a familiar voice calling his name. His ears perked up, and he turned his head. There, across the street, stood Sam, his eyes wide with worry. Max barked excitedly and wriggled in the man's arms. The man smiled and set him down. Max ran as fast as his little legs could carry him, straight into Sam's arms. Tears filled Sam's eyes as he hugged Max tightly. "I was so worried about you," he whispered. Max licked Sam's face, his tail wagging happily. The kind man watched with a smile. "Take care of him," he said. Sam nodded and thanked the man before carrying Max home. That night, Max curled up in his cozy bed, feeling warm and safe. His adventure had been scary, but he had also met kind people along the way. As he closed his eyes, he knew one thing for sure: he would never run too far from Sam again.